You're building a search endpoint. Filters, date ranges, sorting, pagination, a pure read. No data changes. What HTTP method do you use? If you said GET, your filter payload won't fit in a URL once it's more than a few fields deep. If you said POST, you're lying to every proxy, cache, and CDN, telling them this might change state when it never will. For the entire history of REST API there's been no good answer. Developers just pick the least bad option. As of June 2026, HTTP finally has the right answer. A brand new method called query, standardized as RFC 10008. To see why query matters, you need the three properties every HTTP method is judged by. Safe, it promises not to change server state. You're only asking for data. Get is safe, POST is not. Idempotent, you can retry it and get the same result. If the connection drops, retrying is harmless. Get and put are idempotent, POST is not. Cacheable, proxies and CDNs can store the response and serve it again without hitting your origin. Get is, POST by default isn't. For a search, you want all three: read-only, repeatable, and cacheable. So look at the two options developers actually have. Get has perfect properties, safe, idempotent, cacheable, but every parameter lives in the URL, and URLs cap around 2,000 to 8,000 characters. Worse, those parameters land in access logs, browser history, and proxy records. Sensitive filters get logged everywhere. And order matters: a city, then limit versus limit, then city are the same question, but cache as two different resources. POST takes a body just fine, no URL limit, but it signals this might change state, so it can't be cached or safely retried. The workaround, POST/search, it works, but it's semantically dishonest. Query gives you the one thing GET and POST each refuse. A safe, idempotent, cacheable request that carries a body. The filters live in the body like POST, but every proxy and CDN now knows this operation is safe, retrievable, and cacheable. These aren't guesses the infrastructure has to infer. They're guaranteed by the method's registration in the spec. And who wrote it? Julian Reschke of Greenbytes, James Snell of Cloudflare, and Mike Bishop of Akamai. Cloudflare and Akamai, companies that carry a huge slice of the world's HTTP traffic. That's not a coincidence. Caching is the big unlock query brings over POST, so let's be precise. With GET, the cache key is just the URL, same cached response. With query, the cache key is the URL and the request body. The CDN hashes the body and folds it into the key. Same URL, same body, cache hit. Same URL, different body, cache miss, straight to origin. For read-heavy AP is dashboards, product search. Reporting, serving repeat queries from cache is enormous. One caveat: caches have to hash the body carefully, so wait for your CDN to ship real query support before relying on it. Query also adds two mechanics worth knowing. First, the accept query header. A server advertises which query formats it accepts: JSON, SQL, JSON path. A client can send an options request first to discover query support, making these endpoints machine discoverable in a way POST search never was. Second, stored queries. A response can return a content location. A plain get URL to fetch these exact results, perfect for sharing or bookmarking. Or a location header, a saved query you can rerun without resenting the body. Clean, res tfol patterns post could never support. So where is query the clearly correct choice? 4 big ones. Complex filter AP is product search, order filtering dashboards, where the filter is a structured object too big for a URL. Analytics and reporting, sending an actual SQL query over an HTTP endpoint. GraphQL queries. They're safe and idempotent, but GraphQL has always used post and lost caching. Query finally fits. And sensitive search, health filters, financial criteria, personal data kept in the body, out of your URL logs. Put it all side by side. Get, post, and query. Safe, get yes, post no, query yes. Idempotent, get yes, post no, query yes. Cacheable by default, get yes, post no, query yes. Carries a body, get no, post yes, query yes. Query is the only method with every property you want for a read operation. Nothing before it combined all 4. Now the honest picture, as of mid-2026. The spec is final. RFC 10008 is published and done. Early support is already here. Node.js parses query natively. .NET 10 has it built in. OpenAPI 3.2 can document it, and Go handles it with the standard library. Still catching up. Spring's support is an open pull request, and browsers trigger a pre-flight on every cross-origin query, so fetch needs more work. CDNS. Cloudflare and Akamai co-wrote the RFC, so their support should land early, but older proxies with method allow lists may reject query outright. The move isn't to rip out post search tomorrow. Add query alongside it, advertise support, and let clients migrate as their tools ship it. One thing worth sitting with. This is the first brand new HTTP method in 16 years, since patch. The idea's been in draft since 2015, 11 years to publication. That's not slowness, it's deliberateness. HTTP is load-bearing for the entire internet. A mistake at this layer breaks everything above it. So query is safe, idempotent, cacheable, and takes a body. It's the method REST always needed. Start spotting the post/search endpoints in your codebase. They're your first migration targets. Subscribe for HTTP, APIs, and system design every week.